What's up, squad? This is Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. Of course, burning a little midnight oil, trying to wrap my head around all the things that's going on in the world today. The world is seemingly on fire, whether you're talking about conflicts with the Lebanese and Palestinian refugee camps, or the intensifying issues around the upcoming Bangladesh elections. We still have the Russia Ukraine war, escalating tension in East Asia. But the story that I'm following closely right now is, of course, the evolving or devolving situation, however you want to look at it, uh, state of affairs in West Africa. Of course, the latest of the coups is the coup in Niger, and the Burkina Faso and Mali has came out in support of this coup, and they said that any attempt to restore the previous government will be seen as an act of war. This is almost a NATO-esque declaration. It really gives me in the same state of mind as World War One buildup. For those that remember, it was Austria-Hungary declaration on war, in the Balkans and Serbia, and then Russia coming into their defense, and then Germany's coming into the Austria-Hungary defense, et cetera, et cetera. And that eventually it starts with a, I don't want to say a start with, but it was initiated by the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, which eventually culminates into World War One. And you see in a similar, or I'll say a parallel situation occurring in West Africa, where you're starting to see a lot of tension build up between these ex Franco states. And I don't know where the French are right now, as far as their mindset and what they're trying to accomplish, but I do hope the Biden administration on the phone with Macron and giving him an earful, and all the other allies of France, whether Vietnam or Niger, the latest. The French are always getting kicked out of their colonies. It is absolutely horrendous the way they've carried on relations, and it has definitely caused, unfortunately, too much suffering, uh, that we're in this sad state of affairs today. So you're looking at alliances starting to break out into the region. So it's going to be really interesting. I was reading something the other day, and they said that the Ivorians, people, Cote d'Ivoire, which is a relatively successful country in Africa in general, in West Africa in particular. I put them on par. I always call them, they're the francophone Ghana, or Ghana is the anglophone Cote d'Ivoire. But Cote d'Ivoire has been developing and doing well, and it's relatively been a decent economic base in comparison to its counterparts, its other francophone West African countries. Even though I've heard that they do lean towards, or they have a favorable opinion of Russians. Nevertheless, they have been stable throughout this entire process so far. So it'll be interesting to see how that relationship evolve, because you have this fractionalization where countries such as Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, and some would say even Guinea, which is a very important country. Many major rivers in West Africa, starting in Guinea, the Niger River being one of them. But it's going to be a interesting situation as these relationships become more transparent, and forge even stronger bonds of who's with who and who's aligning with who, and going forward. So, of course, I'm watching out what are going to be responses. ECOWAS tried to come out and say, look, we're going to come in. They started posing threats to Niger. Um, and of course, with the latest, things escalate with Burkina Faso and Mali coming out in support of the coup. So it's going to be interesting. I know that uh, Chad, Nigeria, Ghana, I'm looking forward to hearing their feedback, what they come out and say. as they speak within ECOWAS as well on the evolving situation. But it's definitely interesting times right now in West Africa. As I said, this is the French. Wow, they really need to take a look at themselves to see how they evolve to this place. These countries are going to, all three of them, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, are going to have significant population booms coming up. They're going to be part of that African population boom coming up. And it's just interesting. So many of the videos that we talk about here, whether we're talking about Nigeria shrinking, and we talk about uh, the situation that's going on as far as the Islamic militancy that's going on in the Sahel. And as we cover these videos, and this is the culmination of this, where we talk about the French not enriching these colonies or making them feel as though they are partners. Wagner Group, Russia associated, has been in many West African, Central African countries doing a lot of PR work, and it seems as though a lot of it is starting to work. Unfortunately, I saw the video and I posted a video of a lot of the crowds in Niger, and they're posting videos burning the French flag and raising the Russian flag, which I found to be unfortunate. I don't see liberation coming to Africa that way. I would have hoped that they will be raising the flag of ECOWAS or raising the flag of the African Union, um, not raising the flag of Russia. I don't. It's just unfortunate. Like that definitely pull at the heartstrings right there. Is I don't. That's not the lesson I've learned from history. Is that the problem is what's wrong with Africa is that it hasn't embraced the Russians enough. I still struggle to see how the Russians truly can complement or enhance the African situation, especially considering the piss poor performance it's had with its own neighbors. So, but who knows? Time is a mystery. So we'll continue to watch things and evolve, and I'll continue to try to be on top of it as much as possible. Continue to keep you all up abreast of what I'm finding out as well. So it's an evolving situation. Prayers for Africa and all the best, and I do hope that this all does lead to the best for the people of Africa, which they so rightly deserve. Till next time, take care. Bantu up.